In this tutorial, we will go through the addition of two-digit numbers using the vertical format, also known as long addition. It is known as long addition when you are adding numbers and long subtraction when you are taking away numbers. So let's start with an example. What is 46 plus 2? Nice easy one. Let's write these numbers down in the vertical format. 46 plus 2. And don't forget the lines at the bottom. Notice how we write these down in columns. 46 plus 2. We can label these columns as units and tens. In order to add using the vertical format, we simply add the columns one by one. We always start with the column on the right hand side, the units. So let's go through this. What is 6 plus 2? That's right, it's 8. As for the tens, what is 4 plus 0? That's right, the answer is 4. And there we have our answer. 46 plus 2 is 48. Nice and simple. Now let's add two-digit numbers. What is 34 plus 42? Again, let's write these numbers down in the vertical format. 34 plus 42. The key to doing these numbers, adding using the vertical format, is to write them as neatly as possible in straight columns. As in the first example, let's add the columns one by one, starting with the column on the right. What is 4 plus 2? 4 plus 2 is 6. Tens column, what is 3 plus 4? That's right, it's 7. So 34 plus 42 is 76. Nice and easy. Now what if one of the columns adds to 10 or more? How do we work through that? Let's use another example. What is 27 plus 45? Does that look difficult? Well, let's go through it in the using the vertical format. 27 plus 45. Nice and neat straight columns. That is the key to this. So let's add the units column first, the column on the right hand side. What is 7 plus 5? 7 plus 5. That's right, the answer is 12. How do we write 12 in the vertical format? Well, we don't write 1 here and write 2 there. That's not right. What we do is we add the 1 over here and the 2 goes over here. 12. The 1 in the 12 becomes part of the tens column. So let's add this together. What is 2 plus 4 plus 1? Don't forget this. 2 plus 4 is 6. plus the 1 is 7. There we go. Nice and easy. 27 plus 45 is 72. Let's work through an example where both the units and the tens columns add to 10 or more. Let's move the page up slightly. So what is 65 plus 58? Now that looks a bit more tricky, doesn't it? Let's write this down in the vertical format. So we have 65 plus 58. Now do you remember what we do next? We add the column on the right hand side first, the units column. So what is 5 plus 8? 5 plus 8. That's right, the answer is 13. How do we write 13? We put 1 here and we put 3 here. Now let's add the tens column. Remember, we have to add 6 plus 5 plus the 1 over here. 6 plus 5 is 11 plus the 1 is 12. How do we write this down? We put 1 here and 2 here. Now don't forget, these are the units columns. This is the tens and this is the hundreds column. In the hundreds column, there is nothing in the first number, nothing in the second number, but we have 1 over here. So we put the 1 over here. And that's it. 65 plus 58 is 123. Even a tricky number like this is very simple to work through when we use the vertical format. Let's work through one more example. What is 57 plus 94? Now again, that looks quite tricky. Let's write the numbers down. You write them with me. 57 plus 94. Right. What is 7 plus 4? That's right, it's 11. Put 1 here and 1 here. Now the tens column. What is 5 plus 9 plus 1? Well, we know that 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. So we put 1 here, 5 here. Again, there's nothing in the hundreds column, but we do have 1 here. So we put the 1 here, and that is the answer. 57 plus 94 is 151. And that is the addition of two-digit numbers using the vertical format. Remember, the key to this is writing these numbers down in the correct vertical format. Always make sure you write them as neatly as possible, because if you do that, it's a lot easier to add the columns, and it's a lot easier for your teachers to mark them. And that's the end of the tutorial for addition of two-digit numbers.